Hey guys, very good evening to all of you. Hope you all are keeping safe at your place amid this pandemic. All right, so myself Ashish, and I have around 12 years of experience in the IT industry, and I've been part of the PIM community from more than 1 year now. And I want to talk about one very sensitive topic today, which is called personal development, or you can say as personal growth. We always have that illusion that this personal growth is only required for our career. Obviously it's required for the career, but do you think it's meant only for the career? What about the maturity as an individual, and what about the smartness you get if you don't have that personal growth in yourself? So personal development not only help you to prepare for the present, it helps you to prepare for the future as well, or any of the upcoming opportunities which you are going to face in your life as well as in your career. But the problem is, most of us rely on our parents, on our companies for this personal growth. We don't want to invest that much on our personal growth. And it's ridiculous that being an educated person, we sometimes feel, okay, what should I do with this personal growth? Why I need this personal growth? And that's what in the last PM workshop, Mr. Bijay Kumar Khandal has covered. And he illustrated like why this personal growth is essential for all of us. And it's only not meant for career, but it's meant for the personal life as well, your relationships as well. So last week he covered so many traits like how we can develop that habit of being into personal growth. He mentioned about compassion, he mentioned about confidence and courage and so many things. And the most important was the confidence level. When you have the confidence in yourself, you can achieve anything. Then it's not only a matter of the personal growth, whatever thing you want to achieve in your life, you can go for it, unless and until you have the confidence level. So today again we are back with the panel discussion, and we have an amazing group of people who are willing to share their thoughts, their key takeaways from the last workshop they attended. So let me invite the participants one by one. So let me invite Sindhu. Sindhu, you still there? Hi, Sindhu. Uh, I think Sindhu, there's some audio problem from your side. Still, can you check that? Okay. Let me invite Alok. Hey, Alok, how are you?
Hi, Assis. I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing really great, Alok. Thanks. So why don't you introduce yourself, Alok?
Hi. Hello, all. Myself, Alok. I have total 9 years of IT experience and currently settled in Pune. And I basically belong for Madhya Pradesh, Tikamga district. And I am associated with him since last 4 months. And in each sessions of means every sessions we get great nuggets, and there are some key takeaways which is useful in our life as well as our personal and professional growth. Thanks. Over to you, Asis.
Awesome. That's really great. Great to see you growing each and every day as part of this community, Alok. Thanks for being here. Thank you. So let me invite Jayant. Hey, Jayant, how are you? Jayant, you're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, now it's fine. How are you doing?
I'm really doing great, Jayant. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone, I'm Jayant. I'm from Bangalore. I have over 8 years of experience in the IT industry. So I've been part of the PIM community for more than 10 months now. And I'm really excited to be part of this discussion where we're going to discuss about personal growth, which we all are experts in right now.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jayant, for being here. Thank you. And let me invite Sarbajit. Hey, Sarbajit, how are you?
Hey Ashish, hello everyone.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sarbajit, you can go ahead with your introduction.
yeah. I'm Sarbajit and I'm from Odisha, Raurkela, a small town. And in this pandemic, I've started reading books and various kinds of. After joining this PIM community, I'm finding the right kind of books, and I'm really enjoying the association. And I'm really excited to be part of this today's discussion. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Great to have you here, Sabajit, and really like the energy you all guys carry. Thanks for that great energy. Awesome. So, last week, guys, we had a discussion in the workshop around the personal growth, and most of us go through a kind of phase in our career where we think like, okay, it feels like a little bit saturated in our career, and we start finding maybe switching the companies or maybe finding our new technical skills, right? Somehow. So why don't you guys start the discussion around the personal growth, why it is essential for us, and what are the main fear that people have, and why they become the barrier for their personal growth. So
Yeah,
any of you can start with the discussion. Yeah.
yeah, I can start. Yeah, so
Sure, sure, Sujit.
uh, yeah, like now I have more than 13 years of experience. So once I joined my current company after 8 year, I mean, 8 years of experience. So what I figured out is that what I felt that all of the people in my company are busy in politics, the corporate politics. So, but what I was missing that noise. Like last time, Vijay was talking about the noise, right? So I was missing that noise somewhere. I was ignoring that noise, which is saying that your career is stagnant. You are not improving, right? Now you have, because I was achieved a lot of things in my technical career, and uh, so somewhere I was not maybe able to communicate with my manager, or was not able to communicate with my team members. So that's where I was thinking that, okay, a lot of politics is going on. And yeah, so I mean, I have seen a lot of people also say like that, okay, we have in IT, this company has a lot of politics and all that, but what we miss mostly is that the noise, which is we ignore that noise. We understand somewhere, we feel that, okay, my career is stagnant, but we ignore that noise, right? So yeah, so I mean, we see like when we come across this politics or so-called politics, our personal life also get impacted because of that, right? Yeah, I mean, that's about the noise, I can tell. I mean, that's where that's a direction, that's an indication that you need a personal development, right? Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
correct.
Back to
That's
you,
correct.
Ashish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great point. Yeah, Jan, please go ahead.
Sure, sure. Thanks, Ashish. Sorry. So, basically, as Sabha was telling, right, like we have that noise in our head, which keeps warning us, okay, this is you're stagnating in your career, or you're going down the wrong path. On it's like we just say, okay, our standard response to that is like, okay, we need to stay positive. We should not think negative things, as if that's not going to happen at all. We'll be like, okay, we'll always think of positive things. But then at the same time, we should also realize that sometimes the noise we are getting in our head is kind of redundant, I would say, because our brain sometimes doesn't get that context. Sometimes we don't have that reference, so that like it starts making noise. Like whenever we want to try something new, when we are getting into something new, our brain just goes off with that alarm. Okay, this is not right. You don't have any experience in this. This is not the right thing to do, and then basically it tries to stall us there. It tries to make us not do anything new, stay where we are. So but there are both parts of the noise, and then we are have to be aware of that.
Exactly, exactly. Very rightly said. And as you said, the inner voice, and most of the
Yeah,
time, it's a human tendency that we try to suppress those voices. One in your conscious mind is still telling you, okay, I want to achieve, but subconscious mind is, because it's fed with all those negativity, right? It will constantly become a barrier for you. No, 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 don't explore it. Maybe you will
yeah,
you will face failures, or you cannot believe people, right? And you cannot grow to that level. So all these fear, which becomes a barrier for an individual to achieve that personal growth, right? Great point, Jayendra, and great point, Sarbajit. So, Alok, you want to add anything to this?
Yeah, yeah. So yes, as just we are discussing about fear. So like if means like I said one story about Thimakka. So Thimakka also mentions regarding the current generation as well as youth, that they have lack of enthusiasm. Like you see that even a small kid is saying that I get bored very easily. Like means there is no purpose in our life. So as well as youth as well as kids means they find very boring, because they don't have any goal, or you can say they don't have any enthusiasm to do some activities or do some particular task. So that thing is missing. So because of that, because of lack of enthusiasm, there is no confidence, and because of no confidence, there is fear is there. So always whenever
Exactly.
we are going to do any new things, then fear is fear of for failures, and fear for means if it's that thing is happened, then what will be the next action and all. So because of these negative thoughts in our mind, we are not able to do any new things.
Exactly, very rightly said, Alok. Right, I totally agree to that. And what's the reason of these fear? Right, if we talk about a human mindset, right, as soon as they want to go into their out of their comfort zone, they start feeling uncomfortable. Right, okay, I cannot do this thing. Right, and at the same time, at the back of mind, there's few things going about the fear also. Or maybe I
Yeah,
can get failed. Maybe I may fall down right here, or maybe it's not
yeah,
the right direction to proceed with. So all these kinds of things, they create a barrier in there, and it make an individual skeptical about proceeding with some great things which he might have explored in earlier life also, but again he gets stuck there itself. So why don't you highlight some more problem areas of Sarbajit and Jen,
yeah. Sure, sure, Ashish. I'll go ahead.
like the belief about the
Um,
people? Yeah.
yeah. So one of the things is that all the time, like when we have this fear, right, I used to said the fear of failure, fear of not having the clarity about anything. All these things are the stories we start fabricating in our own mind. This is
Exactly.
the we keep telling these stories to ourselves. We always have this self-talk of telling, okay, what if I fail? What if whatever I'm trying to do fails like 3 years down the line? What if this is not something that I'm meant to do? And one the another thing that, as you mentioned, was about the people as well. Like people have lost trust in other people. Like nowadays, like in the recent, I mean, in the modern times, we have lost trust in other people. And there were some polls also conducted in the last session about this trust factor and how other people, how we view other people. And then because of some bad experiences we have in the past with people, we start hating all the other people. We start saying
Exactly.
that, okay, it's not worthwhile of my time to actually interact with others and then be in a community. Because I had this bad experience, I'm going to go off on my own. I'm going to cut off all the other
Right.
people. All these things, we start doing it.
Right, absolutely. Great point, Jen. And that's what the people lack, right? Their
Yeah,
self-confidence also becomes low by the time, and they start going away from the people, right? They don't want to
yeah,
trust anyone, right? And one main major problem which that poll highlighted was this fear of criticism, right? So, Sarvajit, you want to cover on that? I think it's an interesting one.
Yeah, but mm,
Anyone of
like
you who have not faced criticism so far in your life?
unless we are living in a cave somewhere, I think we all have faced criticism. Yeah,
yeah, I think everyone face criticism, right? So like and people like to do criticism, like all who doesn't have any other things to do, they do this criticism, right? And yeah, I mean, what happens is like about the trust also, like when someone break your trust, and you get frustrated by the criticism or whatever, right? So if you don't discuss and close the thing, then the impact is like you end up spoiling your personal life, right? You end up you know scolding your kid, or maybe fighting with your spouse, so many things, right? So that's a very bad impact of if you hold your you know that internal, if you suppress them, right? If you don't discuss them, so that is what happens.
Right, right. And most of the time, as a human tendency, we have that fear of criticism, right, in us. Like it could be like you start with some new technology. Oh man, what the other people will tell. Oh, this guy doesn't know this thing. Oh man, what will happen? They will start criticizing me. Let's go away from this technology. Let's not learn it at all. That's the
yeah,
safest thing we can have it, right?
One funny incident I remember, that when I was coming to Bangalore, I was coming from Gurgaon, or yeah, Gurgaon, I think. So I was in flight. So I met this guy who was actually used to stay in Bangalore, and then he met with me, and I was going for the first time to Bangalore. I'm coming to Bangalore. I was coming to Bangalore for the first time. So I said that I'm changing my company and all that. Then he started saying all bad things about Bangalore. That, hey, don't go to Bangalore. Bangalore is the worst place. I got asthma. If you go to Bangalore, then you'll get asthma. A lot of things. Then I got scared that what this guy is saying. Right. So I mean, but we don't realize that we again that noise thing come into picture, that we miss that. That's an indication that if you're not able to sustain one particular weather, it's you should understand the noise, that okay, it's because of your immunity level. That's why not you are not able to sustain. It's not because of Bangalore, right?
And now even Bangalore can be ruled out. Now wherever you go in the entire world, you cannot blame any particular city, right? These days.
Right.
That's correct. Great point, Sarvajit. And one more thing I wanted to cover here, right, about the not having the conviction to succeed, right? Most of us start with few things, but again, at the sometime down the line, we don't feel that conviction, right? Okay, do I really become like that, or do I really sustain with this kind of skill set or not? Or maybe can I go for this personal growth or not? Right? So many
Right.
questions come to our mind, and they actually drag us. They pull us down. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. You don't have that conviction to succeed, right? Because you have failed in the past. Like as a human tendency, most of the time our human brain, it tries to find the reference of the failures more often
Yeah.
than the successes, right? And that's a really great point which Vijay covered, like the not having the conviction to succeed. Because I think even if you get rid of the fear of the criticism, right? You are brave enough to go with the things, but unless you have that conviction inside, and maybe that will not give you that confidence level, because you will start convincing people, okay, no, I'm going to become like that, but inside that conviction itself is not coming out, right? So I think that was
Yeah.
the really great point he covered. Awesome, Sarvajit, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So I think there was one more thing, people, the belief in people, right? How much percentage people believe in other people. So who wants to quote that percentage? That's quite interesting, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the exact percentage, but around 60% of the people said that they can work with other people. Like
Yeah,
they can tolerate other people and work with them. And then I had around 30% people said that all the people are selfish and mean, and then they're corrupt, all the negative things, something like that. So if I remember correctly. So yeah, I
exactly.
mean,
So
yeah,
yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead,
Yeah,
Jan.
that's all. That's all I wanted to add. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
let me quote like, yeah, look, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Assis.
No problem. You go ahead, please.
Actually, I would like to add the point that Sarba mentions regarding criticism. So John Maxwell say one thing, that we need to create a society where we don't judge each other. Like we have the relationship in such a way that we are means if you communicate to somebody, then he share their ideas and opinion without worrying about the judgment. So this
Right.
type of society we need to, so because of that reason we are not able to open up, or we are not able to express our actual means what we really want to convey. So this and another thing is regarding that conviction and all, like Vijay sir mentions regarding that, like we need to means if you are that whatever you are, want to perform any task, and we need to write it down in a bold letter, and so that you
Right.
remember those things and act
Right.
upon it. Yeah. Thanks,
Exactly.
Asis. Over to you. Yeah.
Exactly. Great point. Great point, Alok. And that's where our next discussion will come around, like how to get rid of that fear. And I think the most important part, which Vijay covered, was that like start writing down all those fear which you have, right, before starting or exploring new things, right? And try to analyze like what is the key reason which is blocking you, or which is making that fear more exaggerated, right?
Yeah.
And you can, while writing it down, you can just try to analyze like, is it really coming through some reference, or is it maybe some fake reference I'm trying to create, in my mindset. As like Jayant was quoting, right? Our mind start fabricating all those negative thoughts as soon as we give it a start to any new thing, right? So anybody wants to cover on that?
Yeah, I want to add one point there. Uh, so it's about like how you turn your fears into goals. Like one thing you mentioned was, most of the times, what happens is like all our fears. Sometimes it's irrational. Sometimes it's coming out of our like us not being prepared for it. Like if you're starting something new, like the fears you get in your mind, sometimes it's those are the things that we are not prepared for it, but we can handle them. So
Yes.
90% of the fears, 90% of whatever noises that are there, that we can't handle, but then 10% of it we can handle. So those 10%, we should list down all those things and then turn them into goals, that these are the things
Yes.
I want to take care of. As in like in before I actually go into it, I want to take care of this. When you do that, all the alarm in your mind, all the noises in your mind will start reducing. All the things that keep warning you about things, that will start reducing. So that's something that's very powerful. I think all of us should try that. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's
Awesome.
yeah.
Great point,
Yeah,
Jen.
that's
And
right.
yeah, yeah, yes, Ravajit, please go ahead.
Yes. So one more point Vijay has said about like as Jayant was saying, analyze and then you know start acting on that. So we have to start acting on that. Even if we fail for one or two, three times, we should not worry about the failures. So he gave a very good example of 20 is to 1. So 20 is to 1, 20 is to 1 formula. So if you try 20 times, then maybe there is a chance that you will success one time, and with that success reference you have to move ahead. So for one example he has given that the petroleum mines, right? What they do is uh, they basically when they dig 20 mines, they get one in one where the actual petrol or the actual thing they get, right? So you can think of like how much money they waste, right?
Right.
So that failure chances are there everywhere. Their failure chances are there, and it's more, and your success chances are less only, right? But still,
Awesome.
that is how you overcome your fear. When you try 20 times and you success one time also, then that will give you a lot of confidence, and that will increase your percentage of success rate, right? Yeah, that's what I
Awesome.
wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great
most
points,
of the
Ravajit.
so most of the successful people you see today, right? All the billionaires, all the people who have done well in their field, all of them have this track record. They have failed so many times. More than the success they have, there are failures. Only thing is like they did not give up. They did not give up. Like even when they were failing, when they were down, they did not give up. They still woke up every day, and then they believed in themselves, and then they actually went ahead and did what they wanted to do. And then
Exactly.
that's what, again, like Vijay was, that's what he was referring to as well. Like if you want to become mega successful, then you should not how many of the times you have failed, you should not give up. You should just keep on going, and then one day you will succeed and you will become big.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a great point covered by you, Jen, and by Sabrijit also. And I think that make really sense. Like if we want to get that 100%, 100% assurity, like, okay, I'm going to be successful. I think that assurity nobody can give it to you. And maybe our parents might not have got us admitted to any school also. Oh, my son will be someday become a doctor or engineer, but nothing may happen like that today. Most of the cases, right? And we
Yeah,
get disappointed. Oh my God, I sent my kid to such a great school, and still he's like no normal engineer. He's not become a great doctor or great engineer or great scientist also, right? So they just started, right? They just send their kid to the association, right, where he can learn some good habits, right? And 100% assurity nobody can give you. Either
Right.
if you learn, even if you learn some new technology today, who knows, like after 2 to 3 years again it's gonna be changed and something new will come, and again you have to learn that. So there is no assurance of the 100% success, right, anywhere. And that's why he gave the analogy about the Schwarzenegger, right, that Terminator movie. So no matter how many times he get hurt, he will again get up and he will start moving ahead, right? I really
Yeah,
like
thanks.
that analogy about that Arnold Schwarzenegger Schwarzenegger. Great point, Sabajit, and great point, Jayantia. Alok, you want to add something to that?
Yeah. So I would like to share one incident. Like recently, we were discussing with my friend regarding the means we are going to enroll one certification. So first question of my friend is whether our company is going to be reimbursed that amount or not. So then only we go for that certification. So this is the mindset. Not only means most of the people having the mindset of that means that for our personal growth, even for personal growth of our means company should invest that amount. So means because of that we are not going to do the things which is really important to us. So like Vijay sir also mentioned since our childhood our parents are investing on us for like education, engineering and whatnot. Like so we have at least in our in our mind, in our subconscious mind, it's like we are not worry about the things which is really helpful for our self growth. Yeah. Thanks,
Exactly.
Ashish.
Yeah,
Awesome. That's a great point. And I just want to add to Alok's point. It's really great. Like we don't need to rely to our organization or the companies or parents to achieve that personal growth. But the irony is that even our organization also looks for the success ratio. If this guy clears the certification, then only I'm going to reimburse the amount.
Yes, one more thing, yeah. And organization also first now organization also collecting the data. Means if the
Exactly.
client wants that particular technology, then only they are going to reimburse that particular
Exactly.
certification.
And that too after seeing the
yeah.
success ratio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Jayanti.
also it's about like adding to Alok's point, right? So it's not only organization. Even we are doing that. Like if we are looking at some certification, something we want to do, then we see okay whether this aligns to what my company wants. Then only I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. It's basically even if you want it for your own personal growth, if you want it, you are not doing it because your company is gonna not going to reimburse it. And
Right.
yeah, people look at you like you're an alien if you actually say that you're investing on yourself. Like if you're actually putting your own money for certifications, they look at you, oh, you okay, you're doing that, why are
This
you
guy
doing
came
that?
from Mars.
Yeah, yeah.
Do this guy came from Mars or what?
Yeah,
and and that too if you are putting your money on personal growth. I mean, what are you trying to
Absolutely.
achieve? Like you are on technical, you are you are learning personal growth, right?
Right.
That's what, like, I mean, Vijay has said one particular phrase for this kind of mindset, entitlement mindset. Like what happens with this mindset is we end up doing nothing throughout our career, and then that's how it goes, right?
Yeah. My
and
yeah,
parents
and
are
one more
entitled to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead, Satya.
one more thing is we have to reflect is that we end up spending a lot of money nowadays. We are not watching movies and all that. We used to watch,
Okay. I think there's a power cut his side. Yeah. So I think what Sarva was covering was like the entitlement thought mindset, right? And what I was trying to add to Sarva's point was like most of the time we feel like okay, my parents are entitled to invest on me, my organization is entitled to spend on me, right? And by the time you become parents, and now your kids have the same expectation. No, my parent has the entitled to invest on me, right? And by that time, your personal growth is gone away. There's nothing in the picture,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah, Jen, you want to add something?
So one thing about the technical skill and personal growth, I think Sabha was adding that was like what Vijay was telling was about that technical skill gives you a living, and personal growth, the life skills gives you the lifestyle you want, and then
Exactly.
this is important for anything, whatever life skill, whatever personal growth, even be it the communication skills, be it anything. This is important for any profession you are in, and without that, whatever how much ever technical skills you cannot actually grow too much in your career. So all these things are important, and then we don't realize it at some point of time.
Exactly. And I want to add to Jen's point. Like, there was one more thing which Vijay was mentioning. Like, what are you practicing about? Are you practicing some good habits or are you practicing some wrong things, right? and practice makes a man perfect, right? But if you're practicing some wrong things, maybe you can become the master of all the wrong things, all the bad things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great thought, Jayant. Right? Alok, you want to add anything to this thing?
Yeah, yeah. So like Vijay sir also mentioned the solution regarding these what we discussed, right? Yeah, sorry. Before that, I would like to mention that that Sarva mentioned that 20:1, but Vijay sir mentioned about that the most of the people, like average people, the 5:1, there is like 5 failure and 1 success. So we all are in such a means we programmed in such a way that we are, if we failed even 2 to 3 times, then we just forget those things. I remember I was preparing for gate exam, so I failed I think 2 times. Then I just think in another way, like means I didn't try one more attempt. So these type of we are never think that yeah, one more try and then we can achieve those particular goal and any complex task.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so that is the
Maybe that.
main thing,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that is the main thing
Great
that we
point.
need to, yeah, we need the perseverance to achieve something big. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, obviously, like great point, Alok. Right, perseverance is always required, whether in terms of your technical skills or even in terms of your personal growth. Right, if you start feeling okay, it's not working for me, just within after working for maybe 10 to 15 days, then obviously it's not going to work for you. Right, always perseverance, persistence is always required. Whatever, and I think there are so many examples like about Elon Musk, and I was
Yeah.
going through one of the story about the owner of the Nokia.com guy, right? And the way these guys struggled in their life like to achieve, and they really deserve the success which they've achieved as of today, right? The kind of perseverance, the kind of resilience they have shown throughout their life, right? Great point, Alok. It's really a great point. Yeah. So guys, I
Yeah.
think
So
almost, yeah.
one more point about the clarity bit. So I think we all talked about the clarity. Like people wait for clarity. Like they wait till they get like 100% clarity about something before they starting, as if
Right.
like we're gonna get 100. We are 100% sure of success as such.
Right.
It's not good. It's not possible. Like so many examples. Any company you take, even the companies you're working, all of us are working in, all of these companies were not started by people who are 100% sure that this is going to succeed. All these things were
Exactly.
started by people who wanted to solve something, who wanted to do something good, and they
Right.
maybe they had like 40% clarity. That's at the most they had like 40% clarity about what where their company is going to end up, and they started it. And
Yes.
then as and when they it started growing, and then the um, all the other things started falling into place. So people need to
Exactly.
have that faith and then trust, and then they should just go ahead with what they're doing, even if they don't have that complete clarity, complete picture about it. And
Exactly.
just to add one more thing, I was reading this book about the Netflix founder. He has written a book that says like that will never work. How people say that will never work to anything you say, anything you start, anything you come up with, they'll say okay that will never work. And he says one thing: no one knows anything. If someone says it's not going to work, if it's going to work, no one knows anything. You have to try it, and then you have to get going, and then you'll see.
Exactly. Great point, Jayant. And I really like that analogy. Like, nobody knows that, right? Unless you try that, right?
Yeah.
Nobody can give you that 100% assurance, like this formula is gonna succeed in each and every scenario, right? And that's
Yeah.
where I just want to bring one more point here, like running away from the problem, and other than leaning away towards the solution, right? So these guys, whosoever we talk about, all these successful guys, they didn't ran away from the problem. They always leaned forward for the solution, right? And they had a futuristic approach, right? Okay, now if this is not gonna work, then let's try this thing. If even this is not gonna work, then let's try something else. But at least get consistent with that idea at least for 2 to 3 years, right? And that's where like the phase by phase they kept on experimenting the things, and that's where all these people they got success, right? Great point, Ajay. I really like that point. I think, guys, we almost done with the discussion. So, any last message you guys want to tell to audience? Jen, do you want?
Sure. Yeah. I think you were mentioning a point about practice, right? Like how practice makes us perfect is not an accurate statement. It's not a complete statement. Like practice, when it comes with the feedback incorporated, it makes you perfect. So where do you get this feedback? So who's going to give you that feedback? Like whether you're going on the right path or you're going on the wrong path. How do you correct yourself? How do you course correct? All these things are the
Correct.
feed. You need to have this feedback in anything you do. It's not just your job or your like. I mean, if sport, it's not for sports person or anything. It's for anyone and anything you do, and that's where the importance of mentors come in. Mentors and your coaches and your basically if whoever has succeeded till now, whoever has done become big till now, they have had mentors in their life, not just one, multiple mentors in various areas of
Exactly.
their life. And that's something we all have to keep in mind. Like if you want to succeed, we need to have mentors, we need to have someone who can guide us, who can correct us when we are actually going down the path. And I think as a platform, PIM has provided just that. And we get that mentorship here, we get that guidance, and then we get that opportunity to explore ourselves and then basically do whatever we want to achieve. So it's a great platform. I'm really happy to be part of it. So that's what I wanted to
Awesome.
mention. Yeah. Thank
Awesome,
you.
awesome, Jandan. That's a great point which you highlighted, like the role of coaching and mentoring people, right? And how the error gap can be filled. Whatever you are practicing, right? Maybe you are practicing, you have that conviction, but you are not practicing the correct thing, right? And how
Yeah.
a mentor can give you the inputs in between, and he can give you the right direction, as we all use that GPS navigation, right? uh, you want to achieve something, you want to get to the destination, but you are trying to take the u-turn again and again. So that's where the role of mentor comes into the picture, where he can give you the exact direction after giving you the feedback. And that's the responsibility of a mentee also, like to accept that feedback in a positive way. And
Yeah.
that's the difference between, I think, you were discussing about criticism versus feedback. I think how many of you
Yeah.
remember? And I really like that analogy. Like criticism is like, okay, you didn't, you haven't done well, you went wrong, this, that, and that. But mentee and like mentor, what mentor will tell you while giving the feedback, okay, this you can achieve or this you can do. The way you can do is more correct. This manner is the more correct one, right? Or this is the correct way to do this thing, right? And
Yeah.
and it's only our responsibility, like how we accept that feedback, right? Even if we want to grow in our career, or if you want to grow in our personal growth, right? How we accept that feedback, or do we have that mindset to accept that feedback in a positive way, right? Thank you,
Yeah.
Jen. Thanks for that great message. Alok, you want to share any last message?
Yeah, yeah. I would like to add just Jen mentioned like this current scenario there is negativity is all around. So we need the we all need a positive association where we can discuss the ideas and we discuss about the ideas, not about the people. So in our
Awesome,
PIM
awesome,
community, in every sessions and every Vijay session as well as our book club as well as in our panel discussion, we always discuss about ideas. And so means
awesome.
so we in our mind we are giving the we are like fed up the positive things so that we can like do better as well as it will be helpful for our personal and professional growth. Yeah, thanks. Over to you,
Awesome.
Ashish.
Awesome. Great point, Alok. Like you highlighted, like the importance of discussing on the ideas instead of discussing about the people, right? And that's the great example of like where you can get that kind of association, right? Like the like-minded association, right? The mastermind alliance, where we all focus on a common agenda, right? We all want to be successful. Great point, Alok. Sarbajit, you want to share any last
Yeah.
message?
Yeah.
Please go.
So, I mean, I've seen people saying that, we are doing public speaking and all that, but so it's not, this forum is not only about the public speaking, it's about how to connect to people, right? How you communicate, how you, like, we all talk so many things, but when you are able to connect, that is where you are what you are communicating become meaningful, and that's where people listen to you, right? That's where people understand you.
Exactly.
Listening and understanding your point, what you are trying to put across, that is the major part, like in anywhere, like in personal life or in professional life. I think that's where we are trying to achieve here, and as part of this community, and I see that I'm improving day by day, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, Sabajit, and it's thanks for sharing those great thoughts. Like, it's not only about the public speaking; it's about like about the effective communication, right? And
Right.
Vijay always does this so many sessions in the workshops, only focusing on the effective communication. A lot of people are getting benefit out of that. Great
Right.
point, everyone, and thanks for sharing that last message. And again, my last message would be like, don't run away from the problems, or running away is not a solution. Always try to lean forward for the solution, and make it a practice to grow daily. That's what John C. Maxwell says. And I hope we added value to all the audience here who are watching us live. And thanks, guys, for sharing those key nuggets and those takeaways from the workshop. And thanks for adding so much value to the society. Thanks, Sabjit. Thanks, Alok. Thanks, Jayant.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Thanks,
Ashish, for
you.
great
everyone.
hosting. Yeah.
All of your support. Thank you. Thanks for all the participation, great participation, and sharing those great thoughts. And thanks to all the audience who are watching us live. I hope we added some value to all of you. Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
everyone.
See you.
See you soon. Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you.